Happy Mother's Day, everybody. How is it? Yeah? Yeah, we're here. Some people are wooing, some people's arms are crossed, some people are just a hearty thumbs up. I appreciate that. That's the perfect, yeah, I am here. Things are good. It's like I felt like a waiter. Like, you know, no? Thumbs up? All right, you're good. I'll come check on you later. It's very nice to be here. Thank you so much for coming out. Mother's Day, right? This day started at 10 a.m. It's just been brunch and I love yous, and then you're like, how much longer do I have to hang out with Mom? That's how it is with my mom. That's how I love my mother, but after about 2 hours, I'm like, yeah? And I know she feels the same way, all right? She loves me, but, like, she's like, you're boring, you know? Like, my mom has her limit with me, too. My mom gets so, she can't help, I don't know if it's a Hungarian thing, but she has to, every time we hang out, she has to remind me that one day she will die. What is that? Is that a Hungarian thing? Are all mothers doing this? Is everyone else's mother just periodically going, one day I will die? And she brings up her death all the time. And she's fine. She's in good health. Nothing's wrong. She just wants, I just don't want you to be surprised when one day I am die. That's a direct quote. I am die. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. It's too weird now, you know? Like, she brings it up so much. My wife and I have a running joke on, here we go. It's been 10 minutes. She's already bringing up mortality. You know, but yeah, I texted her today, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't send the flowers. I forgot. I've been in Chicago. It's a fun city. There's a mom right there that just went, who cares? I love that. You're a mom, I'm guessing, and you just went, I don't care about the flowers. And that whole table was like, oh my God, we've been spending so much money on flowers. And she just went, hey. I forgot to do it, and then I tried to do it last night. I had 3 shows last night, so by the time I was at the hotel, it was already the next day. You know, it's like 1 a.m, and I was like, I looked online, every place was like 1-day delivery. You have to do it, and I'm like, but it's still, but... I'm trying to do like time zone math, you know, and I'm like, but... And then the only other option was to Uber Eats her flowers. And I'm like, is that more disrespectful than just not getting her flowers? And then an Uber Eats driver going, just dropping it off at the doorstep, taking a photo of it, and then leaving. So I'm like, I'll catch her when I get back. That's what I'll do. But yeah, I always love hanging out with my mom. I was thinking about her, you know, because I don't know, I've been thinking about my childhood. It's been a religious week. We just got a new pope, you know? Congratulations, by the way. Chicago Pope. That's pretty awesome, you know? No one saw that coming. That was no one knew. I don't know if there's like, you know how for the NFL draft there's like a draft board where like we're thinking Chicago's getting a quarterback, you know, like I don't think anyone knew that the Pope was going to be from Chicago. And I grew up Catholic. We kind of fell off along the way, but Catholicism has always been my favorite because I grew up a wrestling fan, so I enjoy the pageantry. All right, I like showmanship. And the Catholics throw down on showmanship. A lot of candles, a lot of garbs. I'm into all of it. The cathedrals are beautiful. I'm into all. I like how they picked the Pope. They got smoke. They had smoke. I didn't know that's how they did it. It's like black smoke. We still don't have a Pope. There's like people outside the Vatican just biting their nails. Like, I don't. And then the white smoke came. They're like, it looked like a playoff hockey crowd outside of the arena. We got a. I wish we would do more things that way. Like that's how we should find out if our favorite show's getting another season. Is Netflix should have a pipe out front, and then if the smoke's red, it's like, we're getting more Black Mirror, everybody. Hell yeah. I think that would be fun. But yeah, I was born in Hungary, so we were Catholic. I forget if it's Orthodox or Roman, one of them. And Well, because we fell off. I can't. But then we moved to Pittsburgh, and then we joined like a Hungarian church out there. And then around the time I was like 6 or 7, my mom's like, "Do you like it? Do you like church?" And I was like, "Not really." And she's like, "Oh, we don't have to do this anymore." And I was like, "Oh, you could have asked sooner." Like we've been going for a while, you know? And then so we stopped going. We stopped going to church. And, since I've become an adult, I've talked to my other friends who grew up religious, and they're like, "That was an option? That's insane." And I asked my mom, I was like, "Why'd you do that?" Most parents are like, "You have to go." And she was like, "Oh, I just thought, I like going, but I just thought you would enjoy it for the socializing with the other kids, but you didn't. So we just stopped going." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So that's always been my connection to faith and religion. It's just like it's been adjacent, like my mom and I would always go to a church after we landed from a flight. That was our thing. Like when we flew from Hungary to Pittsburgh, we went to a church. Thank God the plane, everything was cool. And then when we flew from Pittsburgh to San Diego, we went to a church to do the same thing. But the church right by our new place in San Diego was a Korean church. Like we were walking up, I was like in 2nd or 3rd grade, and they had the Asian symbols out front. And I'm like, I don't think this is for us, Mom. And I remember my mom was like, "It all goes to the same guy." And she, like, that broke down religion so well for me. She's like, no, it's the same. They're all just post offices. It all goes to the same. Everyone's welcome. And we were the only non-Koreans in there. And I'll say it was noticeable. I'll say that. But yeah, that's where, I don't know, I'm a people pleaser. I think my mom trained me to be a people pleaser. And it's something I'm trying to shake off now as an adult. I just can't help it. That's how I was raised. Like when I would spend the night at a friend's house, my mom would be like, "Whatever they feed you, you eat. And you say you love. And you say thank you. If you embarrass me, I will find out. And then the government will know. And then they will know I leave you home alone because I have 2 jobs and the government will take you from me." And I was like, oh my God, really? So I ate everything, all right? When I would spend the night at a friend's house, I had to eat and drink everything. And this is the 90s. In the 90s, every meal was served with a giant glass of milk. If you weren't around that time, I'll let you know. Every meal came with and I hate milk. I never liked it. I like it with other stuff, cereal, maybe a little in my milk, in my coffee or whatever, but alone, ugh, that's the worst. But I was strict orders. You have to eat and drink everything. So I got my meal in a giant glass of milk, and I'm like, damn it. And I remember I was like, I'll just get it over with, So I just went, I treated it like a Fear Factor challenge. I'm like, just suck it down. It was just pouring down. I'm like, this is terrible. This is the biggest glass I've ever had. And I remember I finished it. My friend's mom's like, "Wow, he really likes milk. Here you go, buddy." And I was like, no, dear God, no. That's when I learned if you're a people pleaser, you can't drink it all. You gotta leave enough to where they can't top you off, And you go, "I can't. That's enough milk for me." But I'm still a people pleaser to this day. I agree to stuff that I feel like I could politely say no, but for some reason I can't. I just go, yeah, Like the last time it happened, I was performing at a comedy club. I forget where I was, but it was a Funny Bone. Funny Bone is a chain of comedy clubs. And there was a local comic there opening for me. I'd never met him before. And I was hanging out with him in the green room, and it was just me and him. It was going to be a 2-person show. And before the show starts, he's like, "Hey, man, do you want to pray before the show starts?" And I wanted to go, "No, thank you." I'd rather not, but that's very kind of you to ask. No, thank you. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't look this person that I just met in the eyes and say no because he was so nice. And that's what a nice gesture to go, "Hey, I'd like to pray. Would you like to join me?" What a moment of vulnerability on his part. I couldn't shoot him down, so I just looked at him and go, "I'd love to. I would love to pray. I'm glad you brought it up because I was gonna." So me and this dude that just met, we're just in this small comedy club green room holding hands. And our heads are bowed. His eyes are closed. Mine are wide open. I'm just like, what have you done? This is your fault. You could have politely said no. You don't have to keep agreeing to this. And I remember while we were praying, a server walked in and saw what was going on, and I looked up, and she just backed out. And I was like, man. And he had a nice prayer, you know. He was like, hey, you know, Lord, like, you know, look over us and make sure, you know, if you could make sure we have a good show tonight for the people. And I was like, I don't know if you can pray for that. And I don't know the rules, but that seems petty. You can't pray for a good show. There's so much going on in the world. You're wasting that guy's time with this? What if like someone's getting washed away by like a flash flood or something? And he's like, "Ah, dear Jesus, help me!" And then he's busy dealing with our nonsense. Can't help that guy, you know. But all in all, he had a nice prayer and he finished it, Amen. And then I said, thank you for that, because I don't know what you're supposed to say at the end of a prayer. So I just said, thank you for that. That was good. Because the only other times I prayed is when I was a kid at my friends' houses for dinner, and then Amen. I'd be like, all right, bring on that milk. But there was no glass of milk to force chug, so I just said thank you for that. And then we went out, we had our shows, and we both had really rough sets. We did not have good sets. I don't know, I watched him have a bad set, and I was like, oh boy. And then I went on, and 30 minutes into my hour, I was like, well, I guess God doesn't come to the funny bone. I think he was rescuing someone from a river. He was busy. So, yeah, that's been my relationship with that, but I like it. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I've had a really fun week. I love coming to Chicago. I've been coming here for 10 years. I really enjoy it. I love it. I like your city. It's beautiful. I walked to your lake, the lake walk there, with I don't think that's what it's called, but that's what I did. They had a walkaway there, and I walked by the lake. Some people rode bikes. Some people ran. I walked. That's what I did. It was beautiful. It was a nicer day today than yesterday. Yesterday I went out, and it looked nice, but it was deceiving. And then I went out, and I'm like, this isn't nice. This is terrible. The sun's out, but it was just freezing cold. And I looked out my hotel window, and I saw people in shorts and T-shirts. I'm like, hell yeah. So I put on a short and a T-shirt, and I went outside, and it was just... And I'm like, oh, dear. My nipples tore through the shirt. Like, it was... I was like, these liars, what are you doing out here? I had to run back inside, put on a winter coat. It was fun. It was fun walking around yesterday watching people trick themselves into thinking it was a nice enough day for their activities. I walked down the street, it was all just women in dresses just freezing, waiting in line to get into like a brunch. They're like, oh, and the web maitre d's like, inside or outside? Oh, patio, please. That's where we want to sit. This is great. Just a tornado of croissant dust, you know? It was way too windy for any of that. Yeah. I love it. I'm staying down the street over at the Hotel Lincoln. Staying over there. It's a very nice hotel. The bar's nice. The lobby's nice. The rooms, you could stay away from those. I don't know what's going on with the rooms. I can't tell if they mean it or... You know those hotels where you're like, is this part of the design? Or is that blood? Like, what is that? It's one of those hotels where you're like, is this being kitschy or is this a cigarette burn in the lampshade? I don't know. It's a weird, I don't know. They gave me a suite. I knew the hotel room was going to be bad when they immediately upgraded me to a suite at check-in because I have no affiliation with, that's a Hyatt hotel. I'm a Marriott guy. I have no status with Hyatt. And they immediately were like, oh, we're giving you the suite. And I was already like, oh, that's their way of letting me know, hey, we're giving you the best room. So if you don't like it, don't complain. All right? That's their way. I've checked into a lot of hotels. I know the little tricks. Like, oh, we're giving you the best room in the complex. And you're like, why? You know? It's because you don't want me. One time I had a guy give me a cookie. He gave me and it wasn't a DoubleTree where it's like part of the brand. It wasn't one of those. This is just some cookies he made at home. And he's like, I upgraded you and you want a cookie? I brought a cookie. And I was like, man, you really don't want anyone to complain. So I took my cookie up to that roach infested room. But no, this room, no roaches. It's fine. It's just like everything's wrong, you know? I have 2 showers, but they're both wrong. Like both shower curtains are too small in different ways. Like in one, there's a tub, but it's not wide enough, so you can't put the shower curtain against the wall, so it's just soaking through the wall, and the floor is soaking wet. And then I ruined that one, so I went to the other one. And that one, the shower curtain's too short. It's 3 inches too short, so it hangs right there, right at my ankles. And guess what water does? It bounces pretty good, and it just bounces right out there. And then so it's just soaking wet, so I have to just throw towels down. And then that doesn't dry, so the next day there's just cold towels while I'm sitting on the can. And I'm like, this is horrible. And you're like, why don't you let the maid in? They can clean it up. I never let the maid in, all right? I don't let the maid in until I leave. That's who I am. I don't want them knowing what the hell I've been doing in here, all right? You can leave when I'm on a flight out of the state. That's when you can come in. By the time you report what I've done in here, I'm already statute of limitations. They're not coming across state lines to chase me down for what I've done to that room. And the toilets are industrial. That's the real weird one. I have 2 industrial, like the toilets you see at like a football stadium. Just a big oval, no tank, just a pipe into the wall. And they got one of those flushers, the kickers. And I'm like, what happened in this hotel when the manager's like, give us the best you got? Because these tourists are out there getting deep dish and our plumbing can't handle it. Just get us the most industrial can you got. Give us 2 of them. Give us 2 of them. What about shower curtains? You good on those? Yeah, we got the worst ones in the business. Don't worry about those. This is terrible. It also might be haunted. I don't know. I used to be scared of ghosts, and now I'm just annoyed by them. I've kind of figured it out. Like, I've learned too much about ghosts, and I just realized they're just spirits of us hanging around. And these are the people that bother people that they don't know. It's like the same people you run into on the street. You're like, hey, and you're like, ugh. You know? That's who these spirits are. Hey, what? They're just flickering a light. What are you watching, some TV? Yeah, I'm watching some TV. Why don't you keep it down? You know? But yeah, fun week. Rob, my buddy, he took me to a Russian sweat lodge this week. We went there on Saturday or Friday. We went to a Russian sweat lodge. If you've never been, he was like, yeah, have you ever been? And I was like, I've never been. And he's like, dude, it's great. We drove like 30 minutes out of this neighborhood. I don't know where we were. We went to an nondescript building with no windows. And we go in. There's just a little Russian guy behind the counter. He's like, he's a little guy. I don't know. He was a little squirrely. He was just a little... and I was like, what's going on here? And he gave us some towels and some flip-flops. And then we had to go to the locker room and change, And I'm still, even at 37, I've turned 38 this month, but I'm still weird about being naked. I'm not a naked guy. That's never who I've been. So I had to go change in the locker room. And I remember my locker, there was like a guy near it. So like I just had to go over there and I just gave him I'm going to get naked now. Like, just so he knows this isn't an ambush or anything. I'm just... it's about to happen. It's so hard to start, isn't it? It's so hard to start to get naked in public. Like, I know how to undress at home in my own privacy. I don't even think about it. I just undress. And then when I'm there and there's other people, I'm like, how do you do this? Like, I forget how to start. And I'm like, I guess I'll take my sweater off. And then my shirt came with my sweater. I'm like, oh, no, not yet. Not yet. I wasn't ready for that. And then my shirt. Oh, but now I don't have a shirt, and I got to bend down. I don't want people to see that. So then I put it back on. And let me do my shoes. And it was such a thing, And I went with Sorab. Sorab's my friend, but we're not naked friends. That's a special level of friendship, to be naked. So we went to the locker room and we just had a polite understanding where we just faced the other way. And we're like, I'll talk to you later. And it was weird. It was like a naked duel that we were doing. We were just back to back. We did 10 paces. And I'm like, I gotcha, buddy. And then we went over there. We went into the sauna. Everyone wore a towel, which was cool. They gave you a little snap towel. So everyone's in a towel, except for one old guy, which that's the tale as old as time. You always hear about the one old guy that's like, you're going to look at it. I don't know what it is. There was one old guy in the sauna that's like, my wife won't look at it. Someone's looking at it. Someone's going to get a look at this. And the sauna was tiered, like there was levels, and he picked balcony. So he's up. How you fellas doing? Not good. I'll say that. And so we did the sauna, then we did the cold plunge, then we did the sauna, did the cold plunge. So we just went hot. It was like we were training for climate change. I don't know what it was, but it was relaxing and painful all at the same time. And then after we did that like a few times, so Rob was like, hey, you want some soup? And I was like, what? And he's like, do you want some soup? And I was like, now? And he's like, yeah, they serve soup here. And I was like, why? Why would they serve soup here? And can we get it anywhere else? I'd like to go anywhere else to get soup instead of here. And he's like, no, you're going to love it. I'm going to tell him to get us some soup. So he goes to the squirrely guy and he goes, hey, 2 soups. And the guy goes, right away. And he runs into the kitchen. And I'm like, it's not even a different guy? That's the guy that was handing out the flip-flops and the towels. Now he's in the kitchen lighting up the burners to heat up the soup. And I was like, it was so weird to eat soup in like there's a guy in a hot tub right there. He's in water. I'm looking at soup, and I'm like, it's different water, right? Like, where did this water come from? It was weird. I had chicken soup, and I'm looking at the chicken, and there's like a naked guy in a tub right there. And he's like, how's the soup? And I'm like, don't talk, dude. Like, eerily similar. It was like if you did it fast enough, you're like, man, that's a weird thing, dude. I've had meals in weird places. That reminded me. It reminded me years ago. I remember I had lunch at a strip club, not knowing. I landed in Portland. This is a thing in Portland. They have a strip club known for their steaks. I didn't know that. I landed, and my buddy Corey was like, "Hey man, you're in town. You want to go get lunch?" I'm like, "I'd love to." They're like, "Oh, dude, they have good steaks at the strip club. You down for that?" And I was like, "Sure." And the reason there was a miscommunication is in San Diego, there's a steakhouse called The Strip Club. And so I was like, oh, apparently it's a chain, and they have one in Portland. I was like, hell yeah, man. So then he picks me up and he takes me there. We get there, we're in the parking lot of a strip club. And I was like, oh. And we go inside, and it's still just a strip club at 1 PM, so there's nobody in there. Me and him just walk in. There's like one girl, and she wasn't dancing until she saw us. She's like, oh, well, what's up, fellas? Hey, it's a party in here, just in time, you know? She had to put her phone down and start dancing. So we sit down, we're like right in front, right by the stage. We put our orders in, and you know, she's over there dancing, and then I'm like, yeah. And then the food came, and I thought like when the food would come that she would like, you know what I mean? Get the hell out of here. There's food over here. And she didn't. She was still like over there, and I'm like, hey. Like when you go to Costco, the guy at the deli counter with a beard, they make him put a hairnet on. This lady's butt naked. And I'm like, get away from the steaks. What are you doing? Does the health department know about this? You can't be this close. Hey! This is what happens when you're a people pleaser, all right? You end up, you never speak up for yourself, and you're like, this is fine, I guess. I need to work on that, man. I need to work on that. I need to work on so much. I don't know. I keep learning things about myself, and the more I learn, the more upset I am. You ever learn something about yourself? You're like, could have gone without that. Didn't need to know that. Could have lived the rest of my life and been fine, you know? Like, I read the comments on social media. That's a thing you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to read the comment section, but I can't help it. My face is there. I'm going to read what people are saying. And I get this comment a lot under my videos. They're like, that guy's on cocaine. And I'm not. And I want to write, I'm not. And then I'm like, wait, let them think I'm cool. You know, if they think I'm that cool, let them think I'm cool. What am I coming in to tell them that? And then the reason they think that, because I keep reading, they're like, his jaw is locked up. He talks from the back of his mouth. And I was like, what? And so now I'm watching my own videos. Watching my own mouth going, oh my God, is that weird? Do I talk weird? Is that weird? And it's so bizarre. That's why you shouldn't read the comments, because now I'm looking at my own mouth going, ah, ooh, ah, ah. Is that how I talk? And then recently, I had my dentist appointment. I went to my dentist, and this isn't a new dentist. I've been going to this dentist for a while now. And after my cleaning, they come in and do a quick exam before they let you bounce. And he comes in, and this time when he's doing the exam, he goes, huh, do me a favor, put your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And I did. Uh-huh. And he's like, now open your mouth. And I was like, And he's like, huh. And I was like, what is it? And he's like the string, the little tendon that connects your tongue to your mouth. Yours is really short. And I was like, okay. And he's like, do you have like trouble licking ice cream and stuff? Like, is that? And I was like, I don't think so. Like, what is this right now? And he's like, all right, yeah, I was just wondering. I'm like, is there any cure for this? He's like, I don't think so. And I was like, why are you bringing this up? And then so I left, and I was like, oh, is that why maybe I talk different? And then people are leaving the comment. And I remember my wife was out in the lobby waiting for me, and she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just got the weirdest information. The doctor just said I have a short tongue. Have you noticed I have a short tongue? She's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, what? How long have you known? How long have you known? She's like, since we've met. I've noticed. And I was like, when did you notice? She's like, you eat ice cream weird. And I was like, what? I eat ice cream weird? She's like, yeah, like you can't, it looks like you have trouble licking it. And so you just take these weird little bites, just like I'm like, what? Yeah, she's like, yeah, like a little like snapping turtle or something. And I was like, I could have gone without knowing any of that. So I'm not on cocaine. I just have a short tongue, which means I have to talk out of the back of my It's so embarrassing. Could have gone without knowing any of that about myself. But, here we are. It's good. It's a good distraction from the news. I like that. I don't know, sometimes the news is fun. We're renaming water. I like that. That's my favorite part of the Trump presidency. It's like, we're renaming water. And I was like, why not? Rename that water. Yeah, no more Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. He just did it to the Persian Gulf is now the Saudi Arabian Gulf. And everyone's fighting about it, like, hey, what the hell? I can't. And it's weird. It's weird to rename water. It's weird to name water. It doesn't belong to anybody. It's water. It's like naming a stray cat in the alley and then being mad when you find out someone down the street calls that cat something else, His name is Mittens. They're like, that's not what I call him. Yeah, well, we're calling him Mittens. We own Google Maps. We're calling him Mittens on Google Maps. It's fun. But no, I love Chicago. I love it. It's a city, but it's friendly. But it's got all the city parts to it. I walked down. I loved it. There was a homeless guy staring into a coffee shop. I didn't know. I just walked by and I'm like, what's he doing? You ever walk by and you're like, what's that guy doing? And he had an apron, but I couldn't. But I could tell he didn't work there because of everything else. But he somehow commandeered an apron. He found an apron somewhere, tied it perfectly, and so I couldn't tell if he was on a lunch break, just looking into the coffee shop, like at the clock, like I got 5 more minutes of this lunch break. I couldn't tell what he was doing, but he was just looking into the windows right here. And then I walked, as I passed, the angle changed so I could see into the window. There's this poor bastard sitting on the other side at like the counter. He has a latte and his laptop's up, and he's just trying to do some spreadsheets. And there's a homeless guy with an apron just right there. And I'm like, man, that's the city test right there. If you can finish that work email, you're allowed to stay, That's a cold-hearted city folk right there, just sipping a latte, eating a muffin, and then Bill said, that's tough, man. It's a tough spot to be in. But yeah, I always love Chicago. I think it gets a bad rep because people don't know. They always say it's dangerous. I don't know. Maybe it is. Now where I go, I guess nothing's ever happened. Where one time I got lost on the subway. That was the only scary thing for my first time ever in Chicago. And all week I'd been doing the subway great, hadn't been getting lost. And the last one, I got arrogant. And I was just on the red line, and I was having a good time. And then I missed it. You know, in the city, it does a little woo-woo-woo. And then I didn't feel the turns, and it shot us down. And I was half drunk. And I was just, having fun in Chicago. And I slowly started to notice, just little hints. Like people started playing music in there. And there are signs that says, don't do that. They drew them. They're little cartoon signs that say, hey, don't blast music out of a boombox. And I'm like, well, I guess they didn't say you couldn't do it out of a Bluetooth speaker. So maybe that was the misconnection there. So there's music. By the way, this is me dancing to the music. In case you're wondering, does he need to pee? That poor man, he needs to urine. So I'm on the subway, and then that was my first hint. I'm like, oh, they're playing music, okay. And then slowly, like, the stops it started becoming like lesser known presidents, And that was my next hint. Where I remember one of the stops, I was like, Garfield, like when is Garfield ever? Because my first thought was the cat, and I'm like, no, that's a president that no one remembers. And then I knew I was in trouble when it was I got to White Sox Stadium, and because that's all I do know about Chicago is you guys have two baseball teams, and the Cubs and the White Sox, and the White Sox Stadium is in the south side of Chicago, which is not the good part to be in, for safety reasons or whatever. And then I saw that and I went, oh no, and. So I'm like, I'm going to get off at the next stop and then turn around and take the train back. And I got off at the next stop. Yeah. I got off at the next stop, and the next stop was in the middle of, like, the freeway. It wasn't even one of the underground ones. You were up, and then I got off, and I'm like, you can't even run. Dude, you can't. There's just people zipping by on both sides of the freeway going, look at that guy. What an idiot. Look at that. And I was just under one of the lamps going, dear God. And I was in my head, now the buzz is wearing off. Now I'm sobering up quick. And I'm like, all right, just stay tough. It was the winter. It was the winter time. And so I was all bundled up. I had a beanie, I had my jacket. And I'm like, I might have to get into a fight, So I immediately, I was like, I got to take my mittens off. So I took my mittens off. Because I'm like, no one in the history of fights has ever won a fight with mittens on before, And not gloves, just mittens. And I'm like, I should take these mittens off. So I remember taking these mittens off, and then I clipped them to my sleeves, and I'm like, I'm ready for action in case anyone decides to get out of hand. And nothing happened, but that was a fun experience. That's my favorite part of traveling. I like the sense of danger, but I don't want anything to ever happen. I just like traveling, go to a different city, and be like, oh, is this it? And then nothing happens, and you're like, oh, I'm going to tell that story, man. Thank you so much for coming out, everybody. What's up? Yeah! Wow, we filled out this diner. Hell yeah! This is awesome. Were you aware? I was not aware. I kind of found out. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but it's like, that's the realization. You do one of those, oh yeah, this is it. There's a huge sign for mostly the diner. And then it's like, comedy. I like how they have our pictures out on the video screen, but if you drive by too fast, you're like, wait, is it the employee of the month? Like, who is that? This line cook. He'll make a hell of a pancake. It's just me. I love it. I've never done comedy in a diner before, and I'm all for it. Like, it's mostly diner, and then it's like a dirty secret that they're doing comedy here. They're like, you here for the pancakes or the... We're here for the comedy. We're here for the freedom of speech. All right, keep it down. It's over here. But I love it, dude. I love it. I love the vibe, like right over there. Just We're doing this here right on the other side. There's just single dads eating dinner with their kids because they burnt the food they were trying to make at home. It's the opening of the movie The Santa Claus in there. Exactly. Yeah, that's the opening. Tim Allen's over there waving at a guy with his hand wrapped. Oh yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one that rewatched that movie a week ago. It's the holidays. This is when you rewatch old movies. You're like, remember The Santa Claus? We're watching that. It was wonderful, man. I'm so glad to be here. It's nice. We're in Atlanta. There's Buckhead, I think, is the area. Yeah, Buckhead. That's fun. You guys are probably used to it, but if you're from out of town, that's pretty weird. You know? You guys are like, what the hell's wrong with Buckhead? And you're like, nothing's at all wrong with it. It just sounds like the lie that you say to your parents when they're like, what did you call your brother? And you're like, I just said Buckhead. That's all. It'd be funny if that's how the town got named. Just at a meeting where someone got mad at a guy. Like, what'd you call him? I was like, Buckhead. We should call it Buckhead. It's like an aggressive name, but still kind of cool, you know? I don't know what do you know what the origin of Buckhead is? Nobody? Anybody? Boots? Nothing? All right. It's a deer? Oh, this used to be hunting grounds, so now it's big buildings. Isn't that crazy how the town evolved? Like, not that long ago, it was just like people hunting deer, and now it's big buildings and comedy in the back of a diner. Or some guy from San Diego is like, Buckhead's a weird name. Isn't that's human evolution right there. What the hell does Buckhead mean? Some idiot who won't Google, you know? Love it, man. We had a good time. It was a family trip. I brought my brother out on this one. I got a younger brother, and I traveled with him. And I was he's 24, I'm 37, so I'm like trying to show off to him. Like, I'm trying to show him how well things are going. And I picked the wrong trip. You know, like it's just... Because, like, we flew together from San Diego. We took Delta. I'm a Delta Diamond. So I'm telling him, like, buddy, I get upgraded, like, every flight. The lounge is awesome. And we sat row 36. Like, we were all... And he's like, upgraded, huh? I'm like, yeah, usually. But... And the lounge sucked. There was, like, a line, and there was no eggs left. And then I'm doing comedy in a diner. And I'm like, I promise, it's going really good. And he's like, whatever, man. I didn't say anything. I'm like, your face is saying a lot. It's just me trying to be cool to my little brother, and I'm so bad at it. It's like I'm trying to impress a girl. Or, you know when you like try to impress somebody, and it's the most uncoordinated you've ever been, and the dumbest things fly. I was so bad at the airport. I'm a professional airport guy. I know what to do. And I was horrible at it. I showed up and Delta Sky Priority to check my bag. The line was longer than the other line. The other line where you put the sticker on yourself and just drop it off, there was no line. And I'm like, I'll just go do that. So I went over to the kiosk. Boop, boop, boop. I did the sticker, and then I ran over. Now this line was longer than that line. So now I'm in the Sky Priority with the sticker already. Like I'm just like a good Samaritan or something. But then that line started moving better. So I'm like, let's go over there. So I did the under the rope. You know, when you do the under the rope. Has that ever worked out in the history of airports? Has anyone ever fully made it under without the thing snapping and opening? And then you got to figure out how that puzzle goes back together. And he's like, are you getting it? I'm like, I can't figure. Shut up, dude. Just. It's like, I thought you fly a lot. I'm like, I forgot everything. We made it here. We had a good time, though. This is my first time spending like a full weekend in Atlanta. That's how I know comedy is doing well. Because the last few times it was just one night, you know. That's how you know your career is growing, where you're like, all right, you can hang out for a couple days. There's enough people that know you. You can fill up the diner. So you can hang out for a weekend. Years previous, one night, and then get your ass to Savannah or something. You're like a band, baby. Just one night, get out of here. But yeah, it was a whole weekend, so I didn't know like where to take my brother. I didn't know what to do because I haven't spent long enough here to like do stuff. So I put it on Instagram, like, hey, recommend me some things for my brother and I to do. And the first thing that came up was the aquarium. And instead of just saying the aquarium, it said the aquarium. They have booze there. And it was like if saying the aquarium wasn't enough. They're like, nah, he's not going to want to do that sober. Don't worry, man, there's alcohol at the aquarium. Oh, thank God. All right. I don't want to stare at these fish stone cold sober. I want to be on their level, just kind of I want to get in there with these fish, buddy. But we ended up going, we didn't do the aquarium. We went to the Coca-Cola Museum, World of Coke. Yeah, that noise was what we had. Yeah, that's a long way to go to get some soda at the end. That was the longest I've ever gone to get, like, we just spent $52 and an hour? Man, you gotta love Coca-Cola to have a museum. That's such a weird thing to celebrate. You're like, welcome, this is where diabetes started in the United States. Come on in, take a look. That's the chemist. He's the one who created it. He figured out how to fight the natural insulin in your body. Took a lot of swings at it till he nailed it. A whole museum. And does Pepsi have a museum? Is there like a Pepsi museum in wherever the hell Pepsi's from? No. RC Cola? Does RC Cola have a trailer that's on fire somewhere that they're calling a museum? Is that? It's the worst museum I've ever been to. I've been to a lot of museums. And they make you watch a movie at first. There's a movie, I don't know, have you been to the Coca-Cola? They sit you in a theater and they watch you. It's a 6-minute movie. They kept telling us, listen, it's a short 6-minute movie. Because they know people would be like, I'm going to leave. Is this what it is? I'm going to leave. It's a short 6-minute movie. It's about happiness. And it's just like random happy moments. Like people getting ready to skydive, like one guy golfing, someone did a trick shot out of a balcony, and then and they're like, you might get emotional, and I did. I got emotional at the soldier one. They have a part in there where like a soldier comes home, like a family's at a sporting event in an arena, and their family member soldier is doing a video that he filmed like in Afghanistan, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, that's her son, and then they're like, he's back, and then he's down, and then he shows up, and the mom's crying, and I'm like, oh my God, and like I'm feeling it. I don't even have family in the military, but I'm just like, I'm at the age now where if I see someone crying for more than 10 seconds, I just start feeling it. I'm like, yeah, dude, me too. So then I'm all emotional, I'm invested, and then they just ruin, like a Coca-Cola comes up, and they ruin the moment. It's like, I'm like, what's this video saying? You sponsor happiness? Like, what do you... There would be no happiness if it wasn't for Coca-Cola, everybody. It's just like a soldier hugging his mom and then just... I always love, that's how they always drink the Coke with the bottom. I've never had that much confidence in the seal that my lips make around a bottle to go full, whoa, yeah. No, I'm not pouring Coke in my earlobes. We're not doing that. Just have a Coke. It was so much, man, 6 minutes of propaganda we had to sit through. Coca-Cola's making the world a better place. I mean, I like it, but come on, dude. Like, it's fine. Put some rum in it. You know, like, a little. Yeah, that guy knows. Oh, we had fun, though. It was cool. We saw the guy that invented it, and then they had a note that they're like, he might have stole it. I don't know if there's a blurb that there's like some guy in Tennessee that's like, my grandpappy invented that. And then they had the image of the guy that, like the Pemberton guy that made it. And I'm like, that guy looks like he would steal something. You ever see like his pictures? Like, anyone who had time for an oil painting probably stole something. Like, if you had the means for an oil painting back then, not all of that was yours. You did a little something nefarious to get that. I believe the Tennessee guy. But yeah, it was fun. And then at the end, you get the soda, which was actually kind of cool because they had all these Coca-Cola products from around the world, and all the recipes are kind of different. So you could have like a cherry Coke from Zimbabwe, or like a Sprite from Romania. And then I went with my brother, and they had all these, and then he picked Sprite from North America. He just went up and like, oh yeah, hell yeah. And he filled it to the top. I'm like, we're not at the movies, dude. Like, why are you going with what you know? Like, you don't want to taste what it's like in Korea? You know? And then so I made him try the Sprite in Romania, and he's like, I think I hate Romania. Like, they make it different. It was like a cucumber water with fizzies. So we had fun, though. This was we hung out at the park, and then it was a good time. I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was a fun week. It was a good end of the week. You know, the week started off weird. Hunter Biden got pardoned. I don't know if you saw that. He got pardoned, which I know a lot of people are unhappy about it. I'm not happy about it either because it just reminded me that I grew up without a dad. You know? That's all it reminded me of. I was like, oh yeah, dads. That's what dads do. They get their sons out of trouble. Single moms, they're like, I'll turn you in. Dude, I will. Single moms will ask you for more punishment. They're like, Judge, give him an extra year. I don't want him in my house. A mom will turn you in. A dad's like, come on, man, let's get out of here. So that was unfair. We got to see Rich Dad-itis, you know. He got got pardoned. But then it kind of worked out because that guy ended up getting shot. So it all kind of... The world evens out, right? Like, there's someone paying attention. I like the response. Right? I agree. It's like, I'm not for murder, but all right. You know, like, that's wrong. But also, if someone's got it... If someone had to die that day, you didn't... All right. You went with the health insurance magnet? Sure. It was funny because I was like watching the news, and the news people were dumbfounded at the social media's response to the death of this guy. They're like, how dare, I don't understand. And it's like, really? You don't get it? Have you gone to the doctor? Have you had any dealings with the health insurance company? You have no idea where this came from? Like, I knew it was coming because as soon as he died, the only comments on like social media were people's experiences with health insurance companies. Like, a guy died, he's like, yeah, one time I had to pay $500 for an x-ray of my own foot. Like, yeah, that happened. But it ended up working out, you know. He ended up getting shot. Someone's watching, you know. Someone's keeping, like, life's pretty fair, because that thing wasn't fair, and then someone was like, whoa, we'll move this tragedy up. You know, God's like a bride doing a seating map for the wedding, or like, we'll move this tragedy to table 12. That'll level things out. I can tell you guys are good people, because there's a lot of you like, but a lot of you are like, I shouldn't laugh at that. And you're right, but like, this is what I do. This is my only contribution to the world. Is like, well, I guess I'll write a joke about that. Man, they're finding that guy though. They're like, I mean, they're not gonna find him because, like, I think deep in everyone's heart, you're like, don't find him. Come on. That's our Robin Hood. Let him. Who's running AT&T? Like, let him. Whoa, buddy! I don't even know who it is. I'm just. You don't have AT&T? Like, I'm the only one that's been on the hold, and you're like, you said it was this much, and it's this much, and you made me sign up for automatic bill pay, so I'm here fighting for 45 minutes to get money back that you already stole. I swear I wasn't the shooter. All right, like, I see how I get the attention. Like, I feel the tone of this. I feel like he's Googling to make sure that I'm not the shooter. He's like, you know what? From this profile, it kind of looks like the photo of the... That's how I know that guy wasn't a professional assassin, is he took time to pull his mask down to flirt with the front desk worker at a hostel, where also assassins don't stay at a hostel. You usually try to keep a low profile, all right? Not smoke weed with a bunch of European backpackers next to your bunk.
What are you in town for? Business. That guy was not a professional assassin. I could tell by the way he held a gun. I don't even shoot guns, but I'm like, that's not how you do it. It was like and he was like so close to the guy. I'm like, do you have any idea how guns work? Back up. You'll get him, dude. How bad is he? Like, no, I gotta smell him. If I can't smell him, I'll miss. And he had a big gun too. Like, if you're an assassin, small gun, conceal, run away. He's like, no, dirty, hairy gun. That's what I'm looking for. Then he got away on an e-bike. Maybe this was planned at a hostel. Should get an e-bike, dude. Those things haul ass. It's crazy how much footage they have of the guy going. He's like, "Then we saw him here," and you're like, "Man, that never." I used to live in New York. People got shot a lot, and they would be like, "There's no evidence." Like, we have no. He was on an e-bike. Those things are fast, dude. We lost him. And they're like, they know which Starbucks this guy went to. They know everything. I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, that was all my jokes about it. Thank you. Appreciate it. I can tell you guys are all good people. You guys chuckle, but you're like, it's a little dark, but we'll chuckle. That means you're good-hearted people. This is so wholesome. We're doing this at a diner. We should all have pie after this. Just a nice slice of pumpkin. I know. How's Nana? Like, just have a real... Everyone's so friendly here. Like, I've had 2 Uber rides. The longest conversations of my entire life. You guys talk, dude. Every elevator. That's a speed date, is what every elevator ride I've been in. You're like, well, we're going to get to know each other, aren't we? I just asked which floor you were on. I was just trying to be polite to hit the button. Yeah, everyone was friendly. The Uber driver who drove us back from the Coke Museum, he's like, coming to the show tomorrow. Like, that's how much we talked. And I don't like to let out that I'm a comedian. I keep it on the hush, but he just kept talking. He was so friendly. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a comedian. He's like, what? Where? I'm like, the diner. And he's like, I know that club. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's the club that you have. Giant aquarium, biggest airport I've ever seen, and then a speakeasy comedy club. And he's like, I'm coming tomorrow. I'm bringing my wife. And I'm like, oh my, I feel like odd pressure now. Like, I hope the show goes well tomorrow. Otherwise, Nathaniel's going to judge me. And I'm not used to Uber drivers talking to me. I was in New York, Uber drivers don't talk. I've never heard them say anything. They just mutter into like an AirPod. You know, I think they're on like a phone call. I don't know what they're. And I'm like, excuse me? I could tell they're just like talking to their wives or something. They're like, get the milk. And you're like, what? They don't talk. People talk here, man. I like it. It's so friendly. It's like, it feels like a genuine friendliness too, not like the superficial ones. You know, some parts of the South is just kind of like, hey, you know, like that Southern hospitality. That's it changes from regions of the South. I've noticed, because like in Atlanta, it seems genuine. Everyone's been pretty nice and friendly. But like I've been to some parts of the South, it's like, hey. Welcome to the South. And you're like, that doesn't sound welcoming. Like they're saying welcome, but it's with a tone of like, when are you leaving? You know? Like they ask a lot of, oh, when was your flight? When's your return flight? Well, you better get to that airport early. I like that. I love the laughs here. It's like, ha, ha, ha. And then it trickles off like a question. Like, do you guys hear that? It's like, it's like an inquisitive end at the end. It's beautiful. We're sharing a moment. I don't know if you guys realize that. Sharing a moment. Sorry if I'm being too hippy-dippy, but This has been fun. I needed this. I needed this weekend because I just moved back to San Diego. My wife and I left. We lived in New York for a year and a half. That's how long we made it. And then we left. And people are like, oh, did you hate it? And I'm like, I loved it, but my wife hated it. And so we left. That's how that works. I wonder how it would have gone the other way if, like, I hated it and she's like, this is the best. And I'm like, well, I guess we're staying then. But now we're back in San Diego. And I'm happy she's happy. And honestly, I get it. We had a small 1-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn, and now we have like a 2-bed, 2-bath house with a yard and a deck. And it's so nice, and it's uncomfortable for me. Because, like, I grew up in the trailer park, and slowly life, I know you can't tell, but my career's going good. All right? Like, I know they're slinging meringue in the back. I get it. But things are trickling up. Things are trending upward, and it makes me uncomfortable. All right? Because I grew up poor, and it's weird now. Like, now I'm in a house. We got a Tesla. I wear barefoot shoes. Like, I got shoes. That's how much time I have that I scroll the phone for shoes to help my posture and my back. And they make these, if you don't know, they make barefoot shoes with, like, there's no sole. It's just you're on the ground. It's less material, but it costs more for some reason. And it's because they know you got it. If you got the time to be like, what shoes will help my back? They're like, get his money. And we did a juice cleanse. So I just remember I was wearing my barefoot shoes. We're in the Tesla, and we're picking up a juice cleanse. And I turned to my wife, and I'm like, I think I hate myself. Like, this is every person I've ever hated in my entire life. And then the juice wasn't ready, and we're like, oh, why didn't you email us? I'm like, what are we doing? I used to work in a warehouse unloading boxes like a man, you know? And now I'm a comedian going, ooh, better plug into the Tesla. I don't like me. I've always had a weird, I have a weird thing with money because I grew up without it for all of my childhood and most of my adulthood. And so I've always been like, take down the man. But now I'm creeping in, you know? What's that Batman quote? You either die the hero or you live long enough to be the villain. That's how I felt looking at my shoes, drinking beet juice. And I'm like, this is the villain, dude. This guy sucks. Enjoy it out here. Love it. Like it. It seems safe, you know? It doesn't seem like there's that much crime. Except for last night, we tried to get some White Castle downtown, and yeah, well, none of you told me. Yeah, we also didn't ask. We were hungry. We had done 2 shows. It was late, and our hotel's down there. And then I was like, oh, baby, have you been to White Castle? And she's like, no. I'm like, it's going to be a treat. And boy, was it. It was a treat. We pulled in. Oh, my goodness. What a circus of humanity was going on out there. Wow. Ripley's Believe It. It's not happening right now. It was crazy. As soon as we pulled in, a dude was pulling out. He had just gotten his food. He gets out of his car and just pees. He was clearly intoxicated. He had just gotten his food, and he just put the hazards on in the drive-thru lane, because you don't want anyone to ram into you, you know? Put his hazards on, just came out. My fiance saw that and goes, he's peeing. And I'm like, yeah, he is. And then he wanted to get back into the car and leave, but he couldn't because there's a dude in a wheelchair missing a leg just blocking his exit. And then so now the peeing guy's honking at the dude in the wheelchair without a leg. And then Emma goes, can we get out of here? And I'm like, we can't. He's blocking us too. I've never seen a dude in a wheelchair block 2 cars going 2 different directions, but he did it good. White Castle. Downtown Louisville. Go somewhere else, you know. Should have hit the suburbs a little bit. Went to a Waffle House. So yeah, I'm trying to work on my health and trying to work on the mental stuff too. Like I deal with anxiety. I know a lot of people do.
But I know a lot about it now. Like, I've gone to a lot of therapy, and I've learned everything there is to know about anxiety, and it's never been worse. There's a huge lie in the mental health space that says once you learn you have anxiety, you work towards getting better. Maybe for some of you, that's not going on for me at all. I know all aspects of my anxiety. I now know all my triggers, so now I have anxiety before I have anxiety. Instead of just being anxious in the grocery store, I'm now anxious in the parking lot because I know I'm about to be anxious in the grocery store. I'm just in the parking lot taking a shot of pre-anxiety going, here we go. Might make eye contact with the dude over the melons. Don't make it weird. And guess what? I made it weird. It was just a regular dude holding 2 melons trying to pick one, and we made eye contact for a second, and for some reason I was like... And he was like, what? And I'm like, whoa. And we didn't get groceries that day, all right? That was an Instacart day. I think that should be the commercial for Instacart, by the way. It's just 2 dudes making eye contact in the produce section. And then, Instacart. We can pick the wrong avocados for you, you know? But yeah, that's who I've always been. I've always been like this anxious person. Like when I'm in line at a coffee shop or something, I have to have my order ready before I make it up to the barista. Some people aren't like that. Some people can just like be in the moment, like they just respawned in a video game and just be like, croissant and a black coffee, you know? And if you can do that, awesome, more power to you. That's not who I am. I have to have my lines ready before I talk to a stranger. And sometimes I'm not. Like sometimes there's someone in front of me and I'm still deciding and they get out of line, now I'm next. I'll just yell out the first thing I see on the menu. That's who I am. I'll just be like, London fog! That's how I found out London fog's not even coffee, all right? It's tea. Like, if you yell out London fog in a panic, prepare for some dirty hot water. Because you just got yourself some gross tea, all right? That's who I am, though. Like, when I'm in line at a Starbucks, I'm in my head the whole time, just like bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. Bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. Bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. And then I make it to the front and the barista's like, what will it be? And I'm like, can I do a bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich and a sweet cream cold brew? But then if she's like, we're out of all of that, I'll be like, London fog, dude. I'll make the same mistake again rather than looking indecisive in public, dude. I'll dance with the devil I know than the one I don't. And that person who I just described, that's been me my entire life. And I'm cool with that guy. I understand that guy. We're simpatico. But now the problem is I'm aware of my anxiety. So now it's like an out-of-body experience. I now like watch myself be anxious in public and I heckle myself. Well, I'm already uncomfortable. It makes no sense. Why would I be against myself? But now I'm just in line like bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. And it's like, dude, don't nod your head while you say it. You look like a psycho. What the hell's the matter with you? Bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. What the hell are you doing with your hand? Just hold your hand like a normal person. Bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. Thank you for laughing at that one, too. That's... There's 2 kinds of jokes in comedy, like 2 kinds of laughs in comedy. There's like a laughing with you and a laughing at you, and that one gets a fair amount of both, you know? And I like that. Some people relate, and some people are like, I can laugh at that. But I have told that joke twice in front of 2 rooms, big rooms, where they just looked at me and like, sounds like a you problem. I don't know if you've ever had that, where you open your soul to a room full of strangers and had them collectively go, oh. It's a kick in the schnutz, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I've learned too much about anxiety. I don't know. I've learned too much. I think it's a problem. Like, I learned that anxiety can be hereditary. It can be passed down from your parents. Isn't that crazy? And once I learned that, I was like, oh my God, my mother's an anxious woman. And I never realized that growing up. You don't see it growing up. You're like, she's fine. So what? She doesn't make left-hand turns. Who cares? A lot of people don't make left-hand turns. I don't make left-hand turns. That doesn't mean anything's wrong, you know? Until I was in a car with someone that did, and I was like, what the hell are you doing, Evel Knievel? Why are you putting our lives on the line? We're just trying to get to a Wendy's right now. Why don't you calm the hell down? By the way, when I say I don't make left-hand turns, I don't mean at a light without an arrow, like an unprotected left. I'm cool with those. I'll do those all the time. I'm talking about you're coming out of a neighborhood. You have a stop sign. There's 2 lanes going that way, 2 lanes going that way. You're trying to get over there, and everyone's running 50. I'm not doing that, all right? 10 times out of 10, I'm not doing that. I'll pull up, and Google's like, make a left. And I'm like, you make a left, dude. You figure this out. I'm not sitting here for a minute and a half just going, huh. Will you turn the radio down? Our lives are on the line. I'm not doing that. We're making a right and taking a U-turn. We'll get to that Wendy's when we get to that Wendy's. I believe that's why they're open late, you know? That's their whole business plan. But yeah, it was startling to find out. You know, my wife was the first person to ask me about my anxiety. Like, she was the first person to see it, or at least not ignore it. You know how scary that is? For 30 years, I thought the terror was in my heart. And on the outside, I thought I was just the Fonz. That's who I thought. I was just kicking jukeboxes, calling the bathroom my office. Like, that's who I thought I was. My wife was the first person to look me in the eyes and go, are you all right? I was like, well, why would you ask that? She's like, you look uncomfortable. I'm like, I do? Can everyone else see it? And she's like, yeah, probably. That was like a traumatic day. I felt like Sally Fields at the end of Mrs. Doubtfire. Remember that scene in the restaurant where she found out Robin Williams was in fact Mrs. Doubtfire? She's like, this whole time. Remember that second guttural this whole time? That's how I felt. I'm like, oh dear God.